the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads by a lot. And nobody would suggest that we allow anyone to just build nuclear warheads if they want. That would be insane. And mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far. So why do we have no regulatory oversight? This is insane.
But I think we should also be cautious about AI and just make sure that as we develop AI that it doesn't get out of control and that the AI helps make the future better for humanity.
People call it the singularity, and that's probably a good way to think about it. It's a singularity. It's hard to predict, like a black hole, what happens past the event horizon. From a long-term existential standpoint, that's like the purpose of Neuralink, is to create a high bandwidth interface to the brain such that we can be symbiotic with AI. Because we have a bandwidth problem. You just can't communicate through your fingers, it's too slow. It's going to come faster than anyone appreciates. I think it's, with each passing year, the sophistication of computer intelligence is growing dramatically. I mean, I really think we're on an exponential improvement path of artificial intelligence. And the number of smart humans that are developing AI is also increasing dramatically. I mean, if you look at like the attendance at the AI conferences, they're doubling every year. They're getting full. Well, I think it's best to prepare to try to prevent a negative circumstance from occurring than to wait for it to occur and then be reactive. So, and this is a case where the range of negative outcomes, some of them are quite severe. So it's not clear whether we'd be able to recover from some of these negative outcomes. In fact, certainly you can construct scenarios where recovery of human civilization does not occur. And when the risk is that severe, it seems like you should be proactive and not reactive. The thing that's going to be tricky here is that it's going to be very tempting to use AI as a weapon. It's going to be very tempting. In fact, it will be used as a weapon. The danger is going to be more humans using it against each other, I think, most likely. That'll be the danger. Yeah. I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years. I'm always to some degree wrong, and the aspiration is to be less wrong. We're always to some degree wrong. It doesn't matter who you are. And I think trying to minimize the wrong-headedness over time I believe in that philosophy. Those are great things. Those are the things that make me like the future or be inspired about the future. Whereas if those things don't happen, the future, I think, looks quite dim. I just feel quite fortunate that we've made the progress that we have on those fronts, and we'll aspire to make more progress in the future. I met with Congress, meeting of all 50 governors, and talked about AI danger, and I talked to everyone I could. No one seemed to realize where this was going.
I'm really very close to the cutting edge in AI, and it scares the hell out of me. It's capable of vastly more than almost anyone knows, and the rate of improvement is exponential. The rate of improvement is really dramatic. We have to figure out some way to ensure that the advent of digital superintelligence is one which is symbiotic with humanity. I think that's the single biggest existential crisis that we face, and the most pressing one. I'm not normally an advocate of regulation and oversight. I mean, I think one should generally err on the side of minimizing those things. But this is a case where you have a very serious danger to the public. And therefore there needs to be a public body that has insight and then oversight to confirm that everyone is developing AI safely.
I made this comment some years ago, but it feels like we are the biological bootloader for AI, effectively. We are building it. And then we're building progressively greater intelligence, and the percentage of intelligence that is not human is increasing. And eventually, we will represent a very small percentage of intelligence. AI is a rare case where I think we need to be proactive in regulation instead of reactive. Because I think by the time we are reactive in AI regulation, it's too late. And normally the way regulations are set up is that a whole bunch of bad things happen, There's a public outcry, and then after many years, a regulatory agency is set up to regulate that industry. And there's a bunch of opposition from companies.
The biggest issue I see with so-called AI experts is that they think they know more than they do. And they think they're smarter than they actually are. They don't like the idea that a machine could be way smarter than them, so they discount the idea, which is fundamentally flawed. That's the wishful thinking situation.
AI is a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization, in a way that car accidents, airplane crashes, faulty drugs, or bad food were not. They were harmful to a set of individuals within society, of course, but they were not harmful to society as a whole. AI is a fundamental existential risk for human civilization. I don't think most people understand just how quickly machine intelligence is advancing. It's much faster than almost anyone realizes, even within Silicon Valley, and certainly outside Silicon Valley, people really have no idea. If there's some digital superintelligence and its optimization or utility function is something that's detrimental to humanity, then it will have a very bad effect. I think people should be really concerned about it. I keep sounding the alarm bell, but until people see like robots going down the street killing people, like they don't know how to react, because it seems so ethereal. I think we should be really concerned about AI. I mean, most of the movies and TV featuring AI, they don't describe it in quite the way it's likely to actually take place. But I think you just have to consider, like, even in the benign scenario where if AI is much smarter than a person, what do we do?
Yeah.
What job do we have?
Well, I like the definition of like the AI should try to maximize the freedom of action of humanity. Maximize the freedom of action. Maximize freedom, essentially. It's important if we have this incredible power of AI that it not be concentrated in the hands of a few and potentially lead to a world that we don't want.
So I think we must have democratization of AI technology and make it widely available. And that's the reason that obviously Yumi and the rest of the team created OpenAI was to help with the help spread out AI technology so it doesn't get concentrated in the hands of a few. Now, if we do have a third layer, which is the AI extension of yourself. If you assume any rate of advancement in AI, we will be left behind by a lot. So far below them in intelligence that it would be like, a pet.